wait a minute. You playing the mini tours, and all of a sudden you're making bank doing this. I mean, you guys are getting millions of views. And talk a little bit about that transition, and you're still doing some of this stuff. Talk about it.
Yeah, so we started doing the trick shot stuff because we were broke and bored. There's no other way around it. And we anyway, yeah. So it led
broke
to
and bored can take you to some weird places.
It does. It takes you some really dark places. And again, it's funny that you brought that one up. That is still to this day the worst deal we ever signed with Golf Digest.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
The worst deal? Because your sponsors, you guys had some amazing sponsors.
Yeah, so that was when we were first getting, they 100% took advantage of us. And we had 20-hour work days for like a whole week. And I think they paid us $5,000. And again, but at the time, I mean, I thought we were,
that's like winning 3 mini tours.
Oh, I know, exactly. I was like, all expenses paid, and I'm going to make like $2,000 for a week. That's like the best week ever. And so, anyway, that was very early on, and then we kind of progressed. We got to a really good spot. We were signing a lot of like content deals, and a lot of brands were wanting us to do ridiculous things, and it was fun. And then right when that thing we had a really nice trajectory going, and then I got on the Korn Ferry Tour, like I mentioned earlier, and that kind of threw a wrench in that dream, because this was George's way out. So George had like completely gone broke. He was done.
Your brother.
Yep. And so he was kind of like, well, what do I do now? So he went back to playing. He got on Latin America and Canada and had marginal to no success over the next couple of years while I was doing my thing. And then, again, I feel like the Lord and His providence, like during that time, I started having kids, started having surgeries, and my golf game absolutely tanked. And
so now, okay, let's talk about the surgeries, because we were talking about it backstage here a little bit. So you had a shoulder surgery, you've got young kids, you're out for a year. And then you blow out we both had the same thing, and yours meant a lot more than mine did, but subluxation of the ECU tendon, blah, 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 and you can't do anything, and now you're out for another year on top of the shoulder, and it took you almost 2 years to recover from that. You just mentioned your faith. Where's the Lord in this? Or do you look back now and go, how do you view that time?
Yeah, looking back at it, it's very easy, like I said, to see His sovereignty through it all.
What do you mean by that? When you talk about, there's a lot of people here maybe don't be around the faith world, but you talk about God's sovereignty.
It's constant. It never changes. His goodness, it doesn't matter based on our circumstances. And so even though like I'm going through the absolute valley in my career, that was like some of the sweetest time for professional golfers. It might be news to you guys, but we travel a lot and we don't spend a lot of time at home. And so having that like forced time at home was amazing. And the first time really in my life that I got any of that. And again, so seeing like how it all played out and where the YouTube stuff is at now. I don't know if I've joked yet about it, because I usually do joke about the PGA Tour being my part-time job. YouTube is my full-time job, and that's been some of the most rewarding time for me in the whole game of golf. I now get to choose when I go, where I go, who I do it with, and so the PGA Tour, they give you a schedule, they give you pairings, they tell you if you're good enough or not good enough, they cut you if you don't play well. I can shoot 75 on my YouTube channel and I can go back out and play the next day. It's amazing.
But you could have never in your wildest imagination crafted a life that gave you that kind of flexibility, be with your family.
Right.
So there's a gratitude in that.
Oh
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like if our time here on earth is whatever golf related, for me to have this platform to I don't know, use it to speak the name of Jesus, to tell people about how amazing golf is or how beautiful golf courses are, whatever it is, whatever the platform given to me through the game of golf is, I feel like the opportunity on YouTube is the same, if not even greater than my platform on the PGA Tour.
Absolutely. How many total views have you guys? I mean, do you have a rough estimate?
Well, I actually have an exact number because my brother-in-law texted me last week. He said our YouTube channel, we crossed over 75 million last week.
75 million views. 75 million views.
Yeah. I know, it's pretty good. Y'all can clap. Yeah, that's great.
And your dad was only 15 million of those. Is that right?
Yeah, no, he's made his rounds for sure on YouTube.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. As he too. That's great. That's great.